Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a Dazzled or Disappointed for you on a Colourpop product. I don't usually review a whole lot of Colourpop just because I don't buy a whole lot of their eyeshadow palettes, even though I did purchase the Shayla palette not too long ago. Loved that one. But I had to pick these up. I love summer shades. And they recently released Sol y Mar, and I just was like, I need these in my life. So I picked them up. I've got thoughts for you, plenty of thoughts for you. I'm going to show you what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and that way you will know if these palettes are right for you. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Okay, so the boxes come like this, and I will tell you that I'm probably going to keep the palettes in the boxes because the palettes come like this. So I love the color scheme on the box. And don't get me wrong, I like the palette and I like that the lettering is, you know, does match the color that was on the box, but the rest of it's white. I love this, especially that turquoise one right there. Oh gosh, so pretty. Okay. So then you've got the shade names on the back of the boxes. I will tell you that you get 9 shades in each palette. We'll go over amounts. Let's see if the amounts are on here. Let's see. 9 pans of product, 1.10 grams, or 0.04 ounces. So that is that. I will also tell you that these are made in the USA, so I know that that will make a lot of y'all happy. Both of these are $12 each, which, I mean, for an eyeshadow palette, what? But you know Colourpop to be very affordable. And not bad quality either. So $12 each, and I figured, okay, I really want to try these out. Again, I love summer shades and like the blues and the oranges, like the sunsets and the ocean waters and all of that stuff. So I figured, okay, $24 for the bundle. I think I can do that. So let's go ahead and open these bad boys. So the packaging is plastic. Really, really nice quality. I do like it. I'm glad it didn't come in the standard cardboard packaging. It's bigger than your typical, let's see, I've got the, for example, I've got the Macalea palette that was also a 9-pan palette. So for reference, this is the difference in size, which is, I like that it's a little bit bigger. The back of each palette has a label that matches the box. So you've got the orange and you've got the turquoise. And again, you also have the shade names on the back, which is really nice. So if you were to toss the box, it's not like you're getting rid of the shade names. So let's go ahead and start out with swatches. As I say, Sol and swatches at the same time. Let's start with swatches for Sol, and then we'll go into Mar. So be right back with these. For the first 4, we've got New Digs, Anthem, Dynamite, and Hotel. And I think Anthem is very, very similar to one of the shades in the Kathleen Lights palette, so keep that in mind. I'd have to go back and see what the shade name was, but I do remember there being one quite similar to that. But that's not necessarily a bad thing that it's in here. I mean, this is a summer palette, and that is a summery type of shade, so that's that. Let me go on to the next 4. I totally messed this up in the way that I swatched them. I did it kind of out of sequence, but let me see if I can remember which one's which. This one, which is my favorite shade in this palette, probably one of my, I don't have anything like this. I love this one. It's called Motel. This one is called B&B. This one is Floaties. This one is OOO, and this one is Unwind. So that's what those look like right there. This one is so stunning. It's like a hot pink, but kind of a red. Again, I don't have anything like it. So the fact that I now have something like that in my collection makes me super happy, and it seems really pigmented, as you can tell. We'll go into thoughts here in a bit, but that's what those look like. All right, I'm gonna dive us into the Mar palette real quick, and that way we can go over thoughts and opinions, all that stuff, all at one time. So let me grab the first 4 from here. The first 4 are El Rey, Wild One, Detour, and Boozy. And that's what those look like. Very, very summery. I just really am feeling the summer vibes with these palettes. I will be right back with the next set. For the other 5, oh my gosh, I'm just really feeling these too. Okay, we've got Gridlock, Sorbet, Highway, Top Down, and My Way. I totally went south with that swatch right there. Not sure what happened. A little out of control. Oh my gosh, that's what those look like right there. I am wearing this shade on my lid today, but I will walk you through that here in a second. Okay, now that we've gone through swatches, let me see if I can remember everything on my eyes. Whew, because, yeah, I sure don't remember everything that's on my eyes. Okay. Hold on. All right, so it's all gonna come to me here in a sec. On my, in my crease, as my first shade, I have this bright orange right here, which is called 000. To deepen it up, I used this shade right here, which was called Floaties. What do you suppose that means? Like floaties on your arms, or float, because it's a brown color. You know how when kids poop in the pool, they're called floaties. It's gross. Okay, totally, that was so unnecessary for this video. I am sorry that I even mentioned that, but I'm wearing that to deepen up the crease a little bit. I did a cut crease, and what I did was on the outer portion of the lid, I used this dark brown called Top Down. I also used it all on my lower lash line. This shade is in my inner corner. It's called El Rey. And then the stunner for me is, so it's all over my lid, is this middle shade right here, which is called Gridlock. And in my opinion is the best performing shade out of both palettes. It is very, very intense, that one right there. I also added some Urban Decay glitter liner as kind of like the cut crease. So you'll see that here when I zoom you in just a second. So let's zoom you in and we'll try to go through this one more time as I usually do. So on the crease is the bright orange called 000. To deepen it up just a little bit is the shade next to it called Floaties. Then on the outer portion of the lid and on the lower lash line, we have got Top Down. Right there and right there. Lid is Gridlock, and then inner corner is El Rey. I'm not wearing anything on my brow bone today. And then of course right there at that cut crease area, I did use the, I forget what it's called, but it's the gold glitter liner by Urban Decay. I really don't remember what it's called, but that's what that looks like for today. Super summery, super ocean vibes going on. Makes me want to kind of like go to Hawaii or something, but that's what that looks like. So that's what I did today. Okay, let me jump you into thoughts. I feel like Colourpop, they really do put out good products. Now, it's one of those things where their prices aren't super astronomical, so you have to assume it's probably not going to be the most luxurious quality of life, but really you do get a good product for what you pay for. I'm going to tell you that I think these are some of my favorite, I'm just going to say it, these are probably my favorite palettes that I've ever picked up from them. Now granted, I don't have a whole lot because I told you that I don't buy a whole lot of their palettes. I had bought that She Rose one sometime back, and that one was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I do have the Dream Street Kathleen Lights. I like that one very much, but even more than that, I like the Shayla palette, and these just took the cake. Now there's a couple of shades that might be a little bit harder to work with. So for example, like the mattes, a lot of times mattes can seem kind of dry and chalky, and so like for example this brown one, I do find it to be a little bit, you kind of have to work with it. I find that some of these super pops of color are just, they perform so beautifully. Case in point, this one right here, you don't even need to go in with it wet. You don't even need to use a finger with it. It just goes on so nicely, so pigmented. Really, really pretty. I do feel like you have to build this blue up. It's a matte, and I did have to build it up a little bit, so, I mean, not a big deal. This, for example, this bright orange, super pigmented. It's a matte, but goes on so nicely. Build it up a couple of times, and you've got an intense orange on your lid or in your crease. This is one of my favorites as well. Motel, it's beautiful, and it just applies so nicely. Same thing, you don't need to apply it with a finger. You don't need to wet your brush. And then this shade right here was okay because honestly, you know when you blend and blend and blend and you're like, why isn't this going anywhere? I did encounter this with this one. However, those weren't things that deterred me from loving these. I really do feel like these are a Dazzled for $12 a piece. Where do you get this kind of summery pigmentation? I will also tell you though that the when mine came in the mail, so it's a magnet holding each of these pans of products. Some of them do move in circles as you kind of swirl your finger in there. And then my little plastic piece right here was kind of lifted. So these three were, they would slide one way, slide another. They weren't fitting in the little holes. I kind of had to grab my finger, press, pull, try and snap down the plastic. I felt like I was playing Connect 4. I know that sounds really strange, but you know when you drop the little chip and it goes, that's exactly what I felt like, because I was having to kind of bump and they'd all slide one way, bump and they'd all slide another. So I'm sure some of the packaging is a little bit wonky because of, again, they're $12, but there are some shades in here. If you are into summer shades, you need to check these out. These are so good. I feel like I'm going to say I like this better than the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I know that sounds really strange because I really do love that palette too. There's a few mattes in there that are just kind of okay, but because I love the more pops of color, those shimmer kind of metallic shades, that one was a Dazzled for me. But oh my gosh, you guys, these shades and the pigmentation and the quality almost kind of beat that, especially because there's a few mattes in here that just are like, all right, you know, I could take it or leave it just because of the way it's performing. But for the most part, guys, these are pigmented. They are, I mean, they're not like super soft. It's not the softest shades of eyeshadow you've ever felt, but the pigmentation is incredible. And I'm going to get a lot of summer use out of these palettes. For $12, again, you pick up the little bundle for 24 bucks. And you really can't beat that price-wise. The pigmentation, it's just really, really there. It gives me those summer vibes. I hope you found this helpful. If you were looking into these, I am pretty sure those are limited edition, so I'm just kind of going to say, I don't know if they're going to come to Ulta. Usually Ulta has been carrying Colourpop's newer products, so it could be that in the very near future they will be carrying it as well, and that way you've got that return policy flexibility. Today I do want to give you the verse of the day from Revelation 5:12, and it says, "Worthy is the Lamb who was slain to receive power and wealth and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and praise. To God always be all the glory." Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. I will see you very soon. Y'all take care. Keep on enjoying summer, even though it's super hot. Love you guys. Bye.